We're going to have our left arm pretty neutral, facing just outside my left hip, and my right elbow facing back at my right hip. Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to take you through some of the key setup pieces to help you shallow the club better just from address. There are a few common mistakes that I see why people struggle to shallow the club, and they try and do so much at the top of their swing to really try and help the club get shallow, when actually they neglect the simple things at address that really contribute to that. So let's get into it. So the first setup piece I often see people make mistakes on is where the arm should actually hang at address and how that really influences the movement of the golf club. Now, I sometimes see the arms sit a little bit too far into the body like this. Now, if I just pull my hands into my lap and then feel like I make a golf swing, the club 9 times out of 10 wants to lift rather than swing around the body. So if we can get our arms hanging down, and even if we pitch them out just 5 or 10 degrees and then take grip, that's going to allow the shaft to sit a little bit flatter and have a little bit more space ready to turn and allow the arms to work across my chest. From when the arms are too close to me, they make me feel like, and do want to, be a little bit more upright and lift up and away from me. The second thing that I would normally see is where the spine sits at address. Now for an iron, of course, we want to have our shoulders relatively level because we are trying to hit down on the golf ball. But I often see the spine sit too far to the left. So when my spine sits too far to the left, that can again make me lift the golf club. Okay, so from this angle, as the spine tilts to my left, or a right-handed golfer, that is going to make me lift up on the golf club. So again, a good checkpoint for this would be if I just pop the club on my belt line to my nose, take my address position, I like to see about 5 to 10 degrees of upper torso bend to the right. Now, if I do that and I tilt my shoulders to the right, obviously doing it a small amount, I feel like there's a little bit too much weight on my right side here. So all I'm going to do is just shuffle that back over, just putting a bit more pressure on my lead side to around 55%. From here, if I can get my shoulders tipped in the right direction and aligned in the right way, again, that is really going to help me swing the club a little bit more shallow and around me. And the third and final piece, which I think can help a lot of people, is where the elbows sit at address. So I often see this left arm twisted round to the left and the right arm twisted round to the left as well. So my right elbow faces back at the wall. And if I adopt that position here and I allow this elbow to work what we would regard as internal, so twisted to the left, elbow facing back at you and the camera, and then make a swing, as my right arm begins to fold, it's going to fold in this manner. So not only does it get a flary arm at the top of the swing, I also begin to pick the club up. The polar opposite of that, which I'm not saying is completely right as well, but if I twist my left arm out down the target line and my right arm back at my hip and adopt that position, so this one facing out, this one facing under, again, that simple setup position is really good. This one's too extreme, but this is going to allow the club to work more rounded, and certainly as that right arm folds, it's going to fold differently. So we're going to meet in the middle of that. We're going to have our left arm pretty neutral, facing just outside my left hip, and my right elbow facing back at my right hip. So I call this the dart thrower's arm. Or if I was going to bicep curl, something along those lines, I want it to fold up. So I call this the belly of the elbow, and I want the belly side a little bit more up in the air, and then I'm going to twist my wrist more inwards. From there, the trail elbow or the back of the elbow is now facing somewhat on my right hip, if not just outside it. And from here, as I begin to fold my arm, it's going to fold differently. It's going to work more around me, and it's going to fold into a shallower position rather than being on top and folding more this way. So if we can adopt those three things together, that should really help me shallow the club from the get-go. So having the correct spinal tilt, having my arms pitched out in the right way, and having my elbows sat in the right way, if I now just pivot my body, turn my hips, turn my shoulders, the club should fall into a slightly different position, allowing the club to come down nicely from the inside. And if you like what I had to say, then please give the video a like. And if you could subscribe to the channel, it'd really mean a lot and help. So thanks, and I'll see you soon.